The next report that we're going to look at is institution sector allocation, which looks at how major institutions are investing in the stock market. So to access this report, go to search and then go to institutions and then institutional sector allocation report. So basically, this looks at how major institutions like Bank of America, Charles Schwab, et cetera, are like allocating their stock market investment across different sectors and industries. So let's go into the report itself. So here you see on the leftmost column, you have the institutions laid out in different rows, and then the different data sets are correlated with that. So they are, it's the data is laid out in terms of most total stocks. But as I'll get into a little bit later, you can sort the data however you like, but the default is to have it sorted based on most total stocks, and then it goes into like the approximate investment amount. So that this is the number of total shares they have invested in the market, and this is the amount of money that they have invested in the market. And then we go into each sector. The first one we see is healthcare, and then from there it's listed in terms of alphabetical order. So I'll kind of take you through. So we've got healthcare, basic materials, communication services, consumer cyclical, consumer defensive, and then all the way down to technology and utilities. So basically, so what this allows you to see is just how each individual institution is allocating its total stock market spend. So basically looking at across each industry, how many stocks are they buying, how much money does that represent, and how does it represent in their overall portfolio. So let's look at, for example, Wells Fargo. They have and we'll just as an example, we'll look at basic materials. So they've invested of their more than 6,700 stocks that they've invested in the market. They've had invested 222 of those are in the basic materials sector. That amounts to about 6.53 billion, which is a shade under 2% of their total allocation. So what you can do with this is like maybe there's a specific institution that you want to look at, such as Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Charles Schwab, and you can kind of see how are they allocating their stock market investment and how can you model off of that strategy. So it shows that data set for each sector for each of the institutions listed. So you see, if you want to look at maybe Morgan Stanley and you want to see how they're investing in maybe financial services, you can scroll right here. So aside from healthcare, all the sectors are listed in alphabetical order, and the institutions are listed in order of the most stocks invested. So there's a couple other data points that you can look at just to customize the data. It shows the most recent quarter, but you can scroll down and choose each of the last 10 quarters, just see if you want to maybe compare this quarter to the previous one. You can also kind of filter and sort based on the information that you're looking for. For instance, if you wanted to look at a particular institution, maybe like Charles Schwab or Wells Fargo, you could just focus on that. You could also filter based on specific sectors and how much of a percentage. Maybe you wanted to only see institutions that were investing at least 5% in basic materials. You would just click on basic materials and then click on 5% and then type in 5% as the minimum allocated. And so that's just one way you can customize this large volume data set to fit what you're looking for. Then from sort, you can look at maybe if you want to change how the data was sorted, you could look at if you didn't want to sort it by total stocks, you wanted to sort it by approximate investment value, you could hit submit, and then it would sort the data that way. So it's customizable for what you're looking for. And then last but not least, with a lot of, like as with our other columns reports that have columns and the information, you can pick and choose which ones you want to look at. So maybe you only wanted to look at a set of sectors rather than all of them because you wanted to focus on specific ones. Like let's say you wanted to focus on energy, industrials, and real estate. You could just click on those and uncheck all the other boxes, customize the view based on what you're looking at. So we give you like a raw data set that has a lot of useful information, and you can customize that to what's going to be most useful for you. So you can filter down what institutions you want to look at, what sectors you want to look at, what's going to be the most helpful for you. It's a tool that we give you to help you invest wisely and go based on what's going to be best for your portfolio. So the main thing, if you want to see how institutions are investing and what sectors they're investing in, this is a great tool for you.